Hey YouTube, it's Jamie smoking in my car, and yeah, I was smoking in my car when I was driving into work this morning. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. I was driving down 7th Street, right in the middle of Midtown, and 7th Street has this sort of policy where you can drive down the middle lane during certain hours of the day if you're going with the flow of rush hour traffic. So from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. you can drive southbound only in the middle lane. They call it the suicide lane because so many accidents and so many mishaps happen in that lane because it literally converts back and forth what direction you can travel on it. In the evening, it's only northbound on that lane for a couple hours. Oh, real quick, I'm smoking my Peterson XL315. It's a system heritage finish. I really love this pipe. It was my first nice pipe. In it, I'm smoking C&D's Byzantium. I love this blend. It's great. I'm near the bottom of this bowl though. Anyway, so I'm driving down 7th Street southbound, rush hour this morning, trying to get into work, and I'm listening to some Les Baxter. I've got this 8 classic Les Baxter records on one CD set. A lot of great Les Baxter music if you're into that sort of thing. And I'm smoking some Byzantium, and I'm really in the spirit. I'm digging driving my car. It's the morning. I feel refreshed and invigorated. Listening to great music, smoking great tobacco out of one of my favorite pipes. And I'm doing 58 and a 35 down the suicide lane, which is excessive, right? Some would say criminal. Like technically I think 25 miles or 20 miles over the speed limit in most states is criminal speeding. They could technically hook you up and take you away right there. They can put handcuffs on you and put you in a cage for doing that if they want. This cop was sort of cool. He let me, he was a motorcycle cop. He got me where a cop would get me. I know this little area where they like to hide. And I just wasn't paying attention. I was in the spirit, And he got me. It was fair, I accepted that. However, when I was waiting to pull over, he was motioning me to pull over and trying to steer me with his motorcycle. I knew where I was going. I know how to pull over. And I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to try and put on the charm. I'm going to say, and I've done stuff like this before, and I have literally gotten out of tickets by just being so cool and so nice. I was like, I had it all planned to be like, I was going to tell him actually the truth, which is I was just getting into the spirit of driving. I was, good music, smoking my pipe, and I was just digging what was going on, and I just, was just kind of just driving and went too fast or whatever. I was just getting into it. I was spirited, and then maybe chuckle a bit, whatever. But he wasn't having that. He was probably busy. He said, he didn't even ask me. This I thought was weird. Always I get asked, do you know why I pulled you over? They always ask that. I thought they had to ask that. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know why I pulled you over today? I've been asked that many times. And he didn't ask that. He just said you were going 58 and a 35. Not, are you accepting blame? Are you accepting guilt? Not, are you affirming that for me? He didn't do that at all. He was like, you were going 58 and a 35. And it's true. I don't know. Yeah, I do that almost every day, probably. So, again, it's fair. He's doing his job. I'm going to pay whatever I'm going to pay, and it's going to fix up some potholes or do whatever that money does. And that's fine. I'm totally okay with that. I'm not angry about it. I realize that that's kind of the cost of doing business. If you have a job and you have my commute's only 12 minutes. 20 minutes for some people, 12 for me because I do 58 and a 35. And I like to hit all the lights. I like to make all the lights, if possible. And I'll kind of bend the rules about that as well sometimes. A lot of orange, traffic signals. Anyway, that was my morning. Then I got to work and whatever, but I'm on a bit of a break right now, just finishing up my morning bowl. This is the very bowl that I got popped smoking this morning, but this 315 XL is massive. The chamber on this is, I don't know the dimensions precisely, but it's an XL 315, which I think is extra large. So I stuffed a bunch of Byzantium in this. So I knew it would take me up to lunchtime, maybe even all the way through work, if I came down and sort of intermittently puffed on it. Anyway, that's all I got. Talk to you later.